Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video in the next episode of the MotoGP 25 career mode, part number 12 today at the Czech Grand Prix. It's been a while. It has been a good month and a bit since we last uploaded to the channel, and it's been a good probably 2 months since we last uploaded a career mode episode. So let's bring you right up to speed with the Moto3 World Championship. We are leading the way by 6 points over Angel Piqueras. Jose Antonio Rueda a further 10 points behind him in third. Adrian Fernandez, who we do have beef with, a rivalry, is fourth, and Max Quiles rounds out the top 5. If you're interested, here are the standings and the order in Moto2 and MotoGP. Manu Gonzalez and Marc Marquez leading their respective championships in that one, and Zarco chilling just on the cusp of the top 10 on the KTM. But it's been a while since we last uploaded the German Grand Prix, where I can't even remember where we finished. I think we got a race win, might be wrong, you'll have to go back and check it out to see exactly what happened. But we are heading into the Czech Grand Prix here in Brno for a very wet FP. But yeah, it's been a busy period. You know, I've been working at Not Kill for BSB, I've been at World Superbike with Kyle, and I've been riding my own bike as well. There's me on the 775 and SB 650 having the time of my life at Donington Park. So yeah, it's been a very busy period. It gets even busier. Something going on in the background which I'm really excited about. So yeah, it's been a very busy period. I just have not had the chance to sit down and make videos, because you know it can be a lengthy process when you're recording these videos, the practice, qualifying, the races. You know, it takes a good 30 to 45 minutes to record, and then you got to sit down and edit all together, and there just has simply not been enough time in the day to get everything done and get these videos put together and out for your faces. But we are back for the Czech Grand Prix. You will have to bear with me. You know, videos aren't going to be coming out as thick as fast as they were at the start of this game cycle back in May it was earlier this year. But we are still here. We will be drip feeding content throughout the rest of the year. So anyway, enough of that, enough waffling on about uploaded schedule and stuff like that. We're here to do a job at the Czech Grand Prix, and that is to try and extend our championship lead. As I said at the top of the episode, 6 points the difference between myself and the man in second currently in this session, just a tenth and a bit adrift from our initial banker lap. But we are going to go quicker on the second run of the returning Brno circuit. Angel Piqueras, who has been shuffled back a little bit in this session, across the line, and Piqueras actually has just disappeared completely from the top 10 there. So I wonder if he had a lap taken away from him or something like that. But unfortunately, an incident there with my teammate, which I thought he was going up the inside to make a pass. He actually went up the inside and then kind of drifted wide to go into the pit lane, and that's actually resulted in a long lap penalty for us. So I hold my hands up. I completely took him out there, misread where he was going. I thought he was going round the left into the right hander. He was actually going into the pit, so he sat up and ran wide. So we do have a long lap penalty now on our hands to contend with at the Czech Grand Prix, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue as we top 3 practice and straight into Q2 at a very sunny, in contrast to Friday afternoon practice, which actually mirrored the real life Czech Grand Prix with a lot of rain on the Friday. But yeah, we're back. Sunny weather for this one, and fingers crossed we'll be able to make a strong qualifying here in Brno. 25 degree air temperature, 40 degree track temperature, soft tyres fitted to the machine, and we are going to go out there and give it our all to try and get another pole position in this one. So with 2 and a bit minutes remaining, 2 laps, it should be under well, kind of ahead of us if we get through this first one with no drama. We can get back across the line. We should have about 10 seconds remaining at the end of this first flying lap as we round the first couple of corners and up towards turn number 3. We pick up the lap again in the stadium section halfway round. It's not been the best lap, it's not been the worst lap in the world either. We are 3/10 adrift of our championship rivals' current pole position time, a 2 minutes 3.439, and we're just trying to nestle ourselves inside the top 5 for this first flying lap, and then see what the second lap brings us as we now head through Kevin Schwantz to the downhill turn 10, which then now signals the climb back up the hill into turn 11. A little bit eager on the way in. Also, in contrast, we were actually a little bit early on the way in there as well. I had to just be a bit patient before we really got into the corner. But as we now climb up Horsepower Hill for the first qualifying lap of the session, powering up towards the final corner. Again, a little bit eager, a little bit early. Don't forget, this is the first lap that I've done this weekend on the probably on the Moto3 bike in general around Brno in the dry. So I'm still figuring things out, still working out the braking points, the reference points and everything like that in the dry. And our initial flying lap puts us just outside the top 5 there, 16 thousandths of a second behind Max Quiles and into 6th position. But straight away gaining a bit of time on the entrance to turn 1, losing it in the middle, and then picking up more time on the exit of turn 1 as well. So we're already under by a tenth and a half, which won't be enough for pole. We've got to find a good half a second if we want to be challenging Angel Piqueras, Rueda or Carpe for that front row slot. So we have got a lot of time to find on this lap here at Brno, and we've started the first sector, which is actually in the wrong place compared to real life. Real life sector's about now on the exit of turn 4, but we are 17 thousandths of a second outside in that first sector, and we've still got to find more time as we run wide though at turn 5. That's going to cost us time. We lost 0.2 of a second in that corner alone, so we've now got to put a pretty mighty second half of the lap together if we want to try and challenge Piqueras for pole position. That was better run through turn 7, and you will see the time shoot back up a little bit. We gained about half a tenth towards a tenth of a second there just in that section alone. Another couple of hundredths of a second gained on our delta time, but still a tenth and a half adrift of Piqueras halfway through the lap. Now we climb, we drop down the hill, plunging down towards turn number 10 for the final time in this Q2 session. We get the braking point just about right, miss that first apex, bring it back for a later one. We just about missed that one as well in true RL fashion, and now we climb back up to 11 and 12. Again, you want to be patient on the way in. You want to really set this right-hander up because it's a long climb up the hill towards the final chicane to end the lap. We're at just about 2.5 tenths under, and we are 80 thousandths under the pole time, so we need to find 2 tenths. We must have lost 2 tenths in this final corner on that last lap. It's better we gain initially on the way in, lose again in the middle, gain on the way out, and through this final corner a little bit better again. Not perfect. It's going to be a half a second gain. Is it going to be enough for pole? Yes, it is, by 16 thousandths of a second. It's pole position once again for us. Max Quiles there in P6. He shuffled down to just outside the top 5. Piqueras, though, it is in second, and a big gap of a couple of tenths all the way back to Jose Antonio Rueda on that front row. But we've done the first job of getting pole position, and it sets us up nicely for the Czech Grand Prix, where fingers crossed we'll be able to get in the fight for race victory and another win under our belts in this one. We actually got our first victory, I believe, of the season in the Sachsenring German Grand Prix. It's coming back to me now, but let's go see if we can add another.
Welcome to all the motorsport fans who have joined us here in Brno to watch this Czech Grand Prix. In a few moments, we'll move to the main straight to watch the start of the Moto3 race.
Here we go, the Czech Grand Prix. 6 laps of the Brno circuit, the very long Brno circuit. And we've got variable conditions ahead of us, so hopefully no rain intervenes with this one, but we will have to wait and see what the future has in store for us here in Brno. It does look cloudy, it does look overcast, but fingers crossed, no rain on the horizon. We're starting from pole position, but don't forget that we do have that long lap penalty. There is also a long lap penalty further back for Tayo Buastri for an incident in practice as well for him. So the Thai rider, I believe he is, has got a long lap penalty on his hands. Where's he on the grid? Right at the back in P26. So he won't be too threatened by that one. Anyway, it's not like he's going to be losing himself a good position, unfortunately for him. So, yeah, Piqueras on the front row, Rueda as well. We're in pole position. We've got to have to just wait and see what happens in this race, because again, a lot of unknowns. We haven't really done a long run on the medium tyres, we haven't done a long run on the soft tyres. We did 2 laps in qualifying. They were the only dry laps of this circuit that I've done, so we're going to have to just be patient with it, see what happens, let the race kind of play out, try and get the long lap penalty done. I'm not going to do the long lap on the first lap as per the rules. we will do it on from the second lap onwards. So let's see what happens. Let's go racing at the Czech Grand Prix.
Riders have completed the warm-up lap and are lined up on the grid. Just a few moments more and the Czech Grand Prix will begin.
Here we go. 6 laps of the Czech Brno International Circuit. Let's see what we can do from pole position. We are revving up towards the start as the lights go on. And after a long wait, we are racing, and it's not a good start whatsoever. We drop right the way down behind Bertele, Quiles. We're down to 6. Our teammate is off the track for some reason further back, but we do get back ahead of the MTA bikes and back into P4. Carpe, it is in 3rd as he runs into the back of Rueda. That sets us up with a bit of a move. As we ask for the throttle, the back end just stepping away there and breaking away from us, and that actually resulted in a little bit of contact with Carpe, but nonetheless, we are up into P3, and hopefully we can try and reclaim our position at the head of the field after relinquishing that place from pole position at the start of this race. But so far so good. We're settled in behind Pequeiras and Rueda, and actually feeling a bit quicker as Rueda has a look over his left shoulder. We're going to appear over his right shoulder as we look to the inside of Rueda, and we run a little bit wide and actually cost us both time to Pequeiras. Rueda comes back through, and we're going to obviously not do the long lap just yet, but at the same time now, I don't really want to get in an early fight with Rueda, because look at Pequeiras. He's already got 0.6 of a second over myself and Rueda. So if I can avoid scrapping with the KTM rider at this stage, I'll kind of want that, because I want Rueda to be in with a chance of beating Pequeiras and taking a few points away from him, should we not be able to reclaim the ground that we're going to lose once we take the long lap. So we're actually going to hold the pack up a little bit, let Rueda go. This is about the right gap. We're going to let Rueda have about half a second to 0.6 advantage, and then on the end of that first lap and on this second lap, we can try and get the hammer down and open up the gap behind. But it hasn't actually worked out. We don't really have the pace early on in this race to actually challenge anything, and you know, we're running a little bit wide here and there, wide there again at turn 5 as we head into turn 6. We're going to peel off to the right hand side to do the long lap now. Yeah, the pace isn't actually on our side, and it isn't quite working out to our advantage here. But as we come out of the long lap loop, we drop into 7th place, so we haven't lost too much time. The podium position there is literally about a second up the road from Alvaro Carpe, so it's going to be a case of getting through the field as quick as possible. But we get caught up on the inside of the curb there at turn 9, and that's now given Kelso the drive and the opportunity to attack us into turn 10. So Kelso through, we're going to go round the outside and then turn to the inside as Munoz gets caught up on the back of us, and that's caused chaos further back as everybody's slowing down. And I don't know what has happened there, but we got the switch back as somebody's gone down in my headset. I can hear the beeping, and then actually a yellow flag on the light panel there confirms that somebody's crashed. It's Eddie O'Shea who is out of the race, and there's a dot further back on the mini-map there as well. So somebody is down and out of the race, Eddie O'Shea, and somebody further back is out as well, out of contention, and is relegated to last. It's Uriarte, you can see on the right hand side. An incident with Perez, Carpe, Perez and Rolston all given warnings for irresponsible riding. So we're going to break it down and see what happened here as we look at a header cam with the 2 MLAV bikes further back. As we come out of the right hander, everybody bunching up, and then he just steams into the back of everybody, and unfortunately for them results in an accident for the 2 Michael Laverty riders. So yeah, bit of a weird one there as we look to the inside of Kelso, a desperate move up the inside of Kelso, and that actually has really not worked out for us at all. We've been pushed very, very wide off the track by ourselves, pushing the limits, and now we're behind David Munoz on that lovely Dynavolt KTM. So yeah, frustrating mistake to make. Again, it's not been it's been a disastrous start really to the Czech Grand Prix, making mistakes left, right and centre, and now we are behind Munoz as we say, but it is what it is. Let's just settle back down into the rhythm, see if we can do anything about it and try and get back ahead of the Spaniard as soon as possible. But as we drop down into turn 10, Again, we're going to try and set something up here and try and get the run on him. He goes a little bit wide in the middle of the corner. We get the power down. We get it stood up on the fat part of the tyre. And now we're going to go for the over and under. We go nice and wide on the way into 11. Then nice and wide on the way into 12. And this is going to slingshot us up the inside of Munoz on the exit. And the plan worked perfectly. We're through on the number 64 machine. And we're up back into P8. And now we can try and chase down Joel Kelso on the KTM as we head into the final corner. Munoz to the inside. We sit up and Munoz goes down. And we've been taken off the circuit. Munoz crashing out of the race. We nearly have a high side ourselves as we rejoin the track. But Munoz sent it to the inside. I mean, the move was it really on? I don't really know. It was aggressive and late. We sat up as best as we could. You can see that we sat up as best as we could. But there was no way of avoiding that, and Munoz just steams into the side of us, crashes out of the race. We've now picked up another track limit warning. We're flustered here in Brno. But from there, it was pretty much good night Vienna. That was all that she wrote as we pick up the leaders on this final lap of the Czech Grand Prix. It's going to be victory for Becaras. Rueda's going to be second. It looked like Carpe. Yeah, Carpe's going to hang on, I think, to third position on the second of the empty helmet bikes. But as we cross the line, Becaras wins, Rueda second, Carpe comes home in third, and it's going to be a disappointing P12 for us. That is not what we needed whatsoever. I don't know why we're happy with that. We're definitely not happy with that whatsoever. The championship standings, 15 points now as myself and Rueda joint second place on 146 points. Becaras leading the way on 161. Bertelli up to 7th. Carpe up 1 there as well to 9th, and Pini up to 12th. So, yeah, disappointing race really, to say the least. We never really had the pace at all whatsoever. We struggled, and the long lap didn't help. The contact with Munoz didn't help, and yeah, at the end of the day, finishing down in P12. Anyway, we're heading now towards the summer break, so we'll check out some of the transfer rumours, and it's getting spicy as Rueda lines up and move to Moto2. Munoz also looking at the Mark VDS team in Moto2, Kelso to Leopard, MLAV looking to get rid of both Eddie O'Shea and Marcus Uriarte, and Ogden lining up a move to the Boe team as well. So a couple of big moves there potentially in the works. Moto2, Aaron Canet is looking to replace Senna Agius at the Dynavolt team. Interesting. Manu Gonzalez, the championship leader, potentially lining up a move to MotoGP with Grassini. Vietti looks like he's going back to Red Bull KTM IO. In real life, he rides for them, and obviously in this first career save, we had transfers on, so he's moved to the Blue Crew squad. Roberts also looking to go to Fantech, potentially replacing Canet if he does make the move. David Alonso, Aspar, again, he rides for them in the real life season. And then Philip Salach looking to move to Grassini as well. So a few interesting moves in Moto2. MotoGP, it's also interesting because look at that. Martin, Binder and Bezzecchi all with a 50+ chance of joining Honda. Now, there's only 2 seats at Honda. Whether both the current Honda riders will leave might open up a second one, or only one of them, and they're all fighting over 1 seat. But interesting there. Quartararo linked with Aprilia as well, which is interesting. But yeah, it's going to be super cool to see who is going to end up with the Honda seat. Is it going to be Martin? Real life, obviously, sources linking Martin to a Honda before he confirmed that he was going to be an Aprilia rider next season in the real life world of MotoGP. Quartararo and Aprilia. Bastianini going back to Red Bull Tech 3 KTM. And Mia looking at maybe jumping ship from the factory team to the LCR squad. So it's very, very interesting in the world of transfers. Where will we end up next season? That remains to be seen. No interest really for any of our potential lineups in the 2026 season, but we'll have to wait and see. But there we go, that is it for today. Next up, we have Austria, we have Hungary, we have Barcelona, we have Misano, and then we head to the flyaway rounds before coming back to Portimao and Valencia to end the season. But if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like and hit subscribe, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be back with the next episode sooner rather than later. So till then, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.